Good morning, everybody. I'm going to give everybody just a moment to connect in and get logged on and electronically situated. Good morning, everybody. It's about 1 minute till 7, so we'll start right at 7 o'clock. Good morning. It's a really beautiful day outside today. So we'll just give a moment, let people connect in, get situated. So just a reminder, you may want to use a restroom before we start, and just find somewhere easy to sit. You don't need anything with you, no prerequisites for anything. And as soon as we give people just another moment, we'll go ahead and log in. Good morning. All right. Let's go ahead and begin. So today what I want to do is, good morning. This morning what I want to do is share with you a short reading, okay? So the reading is Indra's vajra strikes the seat of soul, stilling vrittis that clutter self-control, igniting all the indryas, satloka, atmosphere, Agni rising in the east, casting the soul to steer. Darkness falls from window sills, fueling love's bright flame. 5 for wisdom, 5 for deed, 1 in central plane. Breathe the nectar, ojas sweet. Smell, taste, hear, see, and feel the heat. Expel the mala, tools, hands, and feet. Arising passions, dharma speaks. Self, sacred self-soul, shining sweet, fanning flames at Guru's feet. So this is a poem that I wanted to share today. And it's really what I want to focus our sankalpa, our intention around, and our thought processes for meditation today. So we have the seat of our soul, right? Our heart center. But we have in different traditions what are called vrittis. And vrittis are sometimes compared to, or the analogy is made of like a ripple in the water. Or sometimes you can make an analogy as the vrittis being clouds in the sky that, darken your view of the sun. But we can also compare them to mental vitiations, things that cause our mind to become unclear and unsettled and create a situation where we're not able to have self-control. And that's self with a capital S, the soul, the self, self-actualization, self. And the next line is igniting indryas. So we have 11 indriyas that I want us to contemplate in our meditation today. We have, of the 11 indriyas, 5 for action. So karma indriyas. Karma is action. And indriya are these... It's a word that actually means belonging to Indra. It also is considered mechanisms for the soul. So we have 5 that are for action, our hands, our feet, our excretion, our reproduction, things like this. But then we have 5 that are our sense organs, our sense of sight, our sense of smell, our sense of taste. And then we have our central, our brain. And these all come together for what? For our soul to witness. They come together so that we can experience this life. And I often remind us, and myself, we're not humans having a spiritual experience. We're souls having a human experience. And all these 11 indriyas come together to create the ability to have a physical body and sense organs and experience this human life. However, when we have these vrittis, these disruptions of the mind, sometimes we feel a lot of darkness or a lot of confusion. So when we connect in with Agni, or the source, the sun, the greatest soul, the omnipresent, we're able to clear the vrittis when we go into meditation. When we go into meditation, we're able to still the mind so that the clouds, the disruptions fade away, and the soul is able to radiate inward, downward. But then we realize at a certain point, it always is. It's just the vrittis of the mind that prevent it from radiating outward from us. So, when we do our meditation today, I want us to really think about a sankalpa. Imagine if you woke up one day and you were in complete integration with your soul. And that, you know what they call it, the monkey mind, the itty bitty committee. I'll leave the cuss word out. But the monkey mind is what distracts us away from our soul radiating through. So if we are a soul having a human experience, we all have a very specific dharma, a reason why we're here, a special ingredient to offer, to contribute. And what is your secret ingredient? It's unique only to you. Your dharma, a lot of people think of the word of dharma as duty, responsibilities, your moral obligations. Sure. We want to go back to our yamas, niyamas, have some discipline and not be a creep, But what if your dharma was something so beautiful, so irresistible to deliver here in this plane? What is it? What is it? So I want us to set our sankalpa around that idea. And I'd like you to take a moment to really think about your intention for this meditation and set a sankalpa. And I want it to be, I am blah, blah, blah. It could be, I am, 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, 4 words. I don't want us to set a sankalpa today that's, I want to be. I want it to be present tense. And I don't want you to set the sankalpa of something you want to do. I don't want it to be a verb. I want us to set our sankalpa as a noun, like I am a teacher, or I am, you fill in the blank. Why are you here? What is your dharma? What is your special about you? So not a verb, a noun in the present tense. If your soul was radiating through you at such a brilliant frequency outward, what would be your claim of what you are? I am. So take another moment to really think about that. And what we're going to do is we're going to use that very specific sankalpa or intention. And we're going to move through our Indriyas. So the Indriyas are our eyes, our nose, our mouth, our ears, our sense of touch. And jhana or jnana means knowledge. So these are what we absorb or, receive knowledge from. So we're going to do a form of consciousness rotation. Some people would call it yoga nidra, but really there's a lot of different terms that we could call this. And we're going to take that intention. I'll just make one up today. I am a butterfly, okay? But you're going to have something very specific. I am a healer, or I am a outstanding friend, or I am an outstanding advocate, or I am, you're going to fill in the blank. And you're going to use this intention, this sankalpa, and you're going to rotate it to each of your Indriyas. And then we're going to rotate them to all 5 of our karma indriyas. So we're going to place it at the very base of our spine, towards the back of the spine, where we eliminate, and towards the front of our spine, where we have our reproductive system. We're going to place that intention into our hands, into our feet, and into our voice. So when you're ready to have your intention set, I want you to ask yourself, do you believe it? Because if you don't believe it, it's not going to work. And I want you to ask yourself, are you enthusiastic about your intention? Are you enthusiastic about your sankalpa? Because that's really where the magical operation comes in. You got to be enthusiastic about your intention, your sankalpa. And you got to really feel it, yes, I am. Fill in the blank. Okay? Because then we bring our attention, our consciousness, our Agni, to our sense organs and our karma, action, Indriyas. And we're going to essentially divinize them with our intention. We're going to place that intention silently or out loud into each of these areas. Then we'll go into a silent meditation. And if you want to, you can choose to repeat your intention, your sankalpa, during your meditation. But we want to come into a complete stillness of the vrittis, the clouds of the mind, or the ripples of the mind, because that's when we go into the deepest stage of meditation. But, the monkey mind, it jumps in and it says blah, 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 right? It always happens. So if that happens, just go back to your breath. Just dismiss the thoughts. You don't need them right now. We're trying to just let them run their course and be done. Okay? So let's go ahead and begin. Remember the intention you set, your sankalpa. Make it an I am statement. An I am statement that is immediate and now, that you believe and can be tremendously enthusiastic about. Let's go ahead and begin relaxing our bodies. So I'd like you to visualize your soul as a radiant ray of light coming down from the sun, shining on to the top of your head. And at the top of your head, just bringing a sense of calmness, warmth, complete whole acceptance, absolute acceptance for everything you are and everything you are not, everything you have been and everything you will be. But let that radiant light just be with you here in the present, not in the past, not in the future, not in looping thoughts in any direction. And let that light start coming like a gentle embrace, like a comfort, a calming and relaxation. And just allow that light to begin to cover your entire body, all over the surface of the skin, from the tip of your nose to the tip of your toes. come to your eyes and eyebrows and just bring your consciousness and your awareness across the tops of your eyebrows and begin to soften those muscles, letting go of any type of physical tension, which may be very minute, and allow the sockets of your eyes, the muscles that hold your eyes in place, to begin to relax. Visualizing that light in the form of like an elixir, a gentle light, relaxing, bringing life in the flow of prana, because it's the flow of prana in the absence of constriction and tightening that allows that soul to radiate even more. Let your cheeks, the muscles of your cheeks, soften into a deeper neurological and muscular relaxation. Let that spread into your jaw. Let there be a little space between your molars and the back teeth. And let your tongue be soft in your mouth. Let the corners of your lips be soft, not a frown. And let the very base of your tongue, all the way down your throat, soften and relax. Let that light spread down the back of your neck and across the tops of your shoulders. Just let there be even more microscopic softening of the physical envelope of your soul. And let that light and sense of even deeper relaxation go down through both your upper arms, into the elbows, into the lower arms, into the wrists, into the hands, out the fingers. And come to your chest. Let all the chest muscles be soft. Let that light, that relaxation, go deeper into the muscles and adjust your body if you need to. Let that move down across your belly. Soften your belly. Let it relax. Relax your lower belly and your back, the buttocks, the hips. Check that there's no gripping or tension in the thighs, knees, all the way down the calves, ankles, and feet. And just visualize that light coming from way up in the sun, soft and gentle and bright, warm, soft, radiating from the top of your head and just pouring in, shining through every crevice of your body. From the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Just let the entire body relax and come to your breath. Always come back to your breath if the mind becomes distracted. And try to bring your visual field with your eyes closed. You can open them if you need to at any time. But try to bring all your attention to the very center of your forehead. If the eyes wander back and forth in your head, bring them to the center and think of your breath. And as I've said in other classes before, instead of breathing, you breathing, the mind breathing, controlling the breathing, observe your breath from the standpoint of your soul breathing your physical body. And just observe the inhale Observe the exhale. We'll do this for about 4 breaths. Just let the mind be quiet and just observe your breathing. Now observe your breath, but take a little deeper inhales and a little deeper exhales, but not strenuous. Make it yummy. Maybe you let out a sigh or two. You're smelling your favorite fragrance or flower. Let that attention on the breath begin to still the vrittis and the movements of the mind a little bit more. And on the next few breaths, I'd like you just to breathe naturally, slowly, deeply, but deliciously. And I'd like you to spend your attention, your consciousness, just on the little tiny space in between the in and the out breath. Let's do that for 5 breaths. Make it nice, smooth, but just observe that pause between the in and the out. Keep the mind focused on that spot in between. I'm going to take a few more breaths and now hold and train your consciousness. Concentration is the first stage of meditation. Don't let your mind wander anywhere else if you can. And try to place all your attention on the wonderful inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the pause. And just listen to it, feel it, and experience that breath. One more full breath. Now just let your breathing be natural, effortless, and the place that you return if the mind becomes distracted. Now bring up to the forefront of your consciousness this sankalpa and intention you set for yourself. I am. And you can choose to say that out loud or silent to yourself throughout this entire consciousness rotation through our indryas. So first I would like you to acknowledge your entire brain as a whole, the central nervous system that processes all of our action, motions, movements, sensations, and sensory intake. This central control system or central meeting system. And visualize that light from above, your soul's light, and that which is beyond that you came from. Visualize that light at the very top of your head, going all the way down your spine with each inhale and each exhale. And visualize your sankalpa as a vibrational message capable of instilling your intention. I am. And with each inhale and exhale, visualize that intention moving up and down the spine and through the entire brain freely, with your divine message to yourself, I am. Visualizing for a moment that your entire central nervous system can begin to perform as if that sankalpa is already in existence. And that your sankalpa can guide you at the nervous system level, the brain level. And now bring that intention, that sankalpa, the intention you set, to both of your eyes. I'd like you to take 3 graceful breaths, and with each breath, repeat your sankalpa, your intention you set, out loud or to yourself. And then visualize for a moment that everything you see from this point on will be imbued, will be impregnated with your sankalpa. You will see the opportunities for that dharma, for that intention. Take one more breath, repeating it through the eyes. And now bring your attention to your ears. Your ears, you hear messages, you hear the coincidences, you hear that serendipity, that aha, second. So bring your attention, your awareness, to both of your ears and take 3 gentle breaths here, repeating your intention, your sankalpa, to train the ears to hear the clues, the signs. Try to keep the mind steady. Now bring your attention to your sense of taste. Imagine if you could already taste your intention, figuratively speaking. Take 3 breaths in and out, and just allow that intention to vibrate through this dhyana indriya. And come to your nose. Repeat this process. 3 breaths, all attention on the breathing through your nose, and bring that sankalpa with enthusiasm through the breath of your nose. And now shift your attention to the surface of your skin. The jnana indriya that provides us with a sensation, touch. And imagine what it feels like all over your skin to already have that intention be in the here and the now. And take 3 breaths with that. Now come to your hands, one of the first karma indriyas. Karma is action, the actions of your hands. Visualize the actions of your hands already being programmed by that intention. I am. And inhale and exhale with such enthusiasm and calmness and steadiness to guide the actions of your hands towards that intention. Now allow your hands to just come into any position that they naturally want to be in. They may spontaneously change the way they want to sit. Allow them to do that. Bring your attention to your feet, the karma indriyas that allow locomotion, that allow you to move in grace of your intention. And visualize your feet creating locomotion so that your intention is actualized. And take 3 breaths with that. Repeating that intention in your mind with conviction. Bring your mind's eye to the base of your spine, to the very base of the spine where our reproductive organs are and where our mode of excretion is. Just visualize that area as a whole. WHOLE. As an entire area. That which brings the passion for your intention, and also that which lets go of what doesn't serve you. And without being too complicated in the mind, just visualize the entire base of your spine and your entire pelvis being filled with that light, radiating down through the top of your head. And implant your intention to this area of your body with 3 breaths. With great passion. And to the last karma indriya, that of speech. I would like you to take the opportunity, if you'd like, to say your intention out loud 3 times. 1 inhale in. I am, and say your intention. Listen to that. Say it again. Inhale deeply. I am. One more time. I am. And now let that vibration just settle through your entire body. Let your breath settle. Let your mind become completely relaxed. Not thinking about anything to do. No shoulds, woulds, coulds. And if the mind drifts off, just say, oh, I drifted off. There was a vritti, a little ripple that went out. And sometimes I visualize myself as a large boulder that's immovable. No ripples or clouds can move me around. Maybe that'll work for you too. But visualize yourself completely still, with no intentions of thought. We're going to sink into that as deep as you can, for about the next 10 minutes. If the mind moves, just say, whoop, little ripple. Come back to your breath. Bring the eyes to the center of the forehead. You don't have to be cross-eyed. Just center the vision. And just breathe. I'll keep track of the time. slowly let your breathing awareness come to the forefront. And bring your consciousness to all of your sense organs, your eyes, your vision, with your eyes still closed, to your ears, your sense of hearing, your nose, your sense of smell, your mouth, your sense of taste, your skin, your sense of touch. And come back to that sankalpa you set, that intention. I am, whatever the intention is that you set. And I'd like you for a moment to imagine all of these sense organs already experiencing your sankalpa, your intention, with absolute conviction and excitement. And take 3 breaths there. Big breaths. It can be in through the nose and out through the mouth if you'd like. One more. And I'd like you to visualize the 5 action organs, the 2 at the base of your spine, your hands for dexterity and doing, your feet for walking and doing, and your voice for speaking. And visualize all of these doing your intention already. I am. And take 3 breaths with that. And very gently open your eyes. And I'd like for the rest of the day for you to take these thoughts of your intention, I am, and I'd like you to imagine, realize that it is the vrittis, the disruptions, the ripples of the mind, the woulda, coulda, shouldas, the looping thoughts that distract us, the fears, the shames, the guilts, the angers, the resentments. Those are the ripples that pull us away from being able to fully actualize our soul's secret sauce, if you want to call it that, or your dharma. Why you came here. You're all here for a very special reason. None of us are here for the same reason. But we do have the opportunity to realize it with intense radiations of our soul coming through, with that passion, that enthusiasm, letting go of all the doubts, all the woulda, coulda, shouldas, all the fears, anxieties, angers, resentments. Those are just like clouds in the sky that prevent that light. But it's not that it doesn't come into you. Some people think, I have to like go up to the heaven and find it. It's already at the seat of your soul and your heart. All you got to do is clean the clouds that are fogging the windows, darkening the windowsills, so that you can radiate it outward. And I like how my teacher often says, I give you permission to do that right now. It doesn't have to be tomorrow. It doesn't have to be next month or next year. It can be right now, like a lightning bolt, like Indra, just boom. Instant ability to see your soul's purpose, to feel it with every sense organ, to calm the central nervous system so that you can stay fixated with it, fixed upon it, rather than, oh, the monkey mind. Foop, squirrel. You get distracted by the waves, the vrittis, the clouds, the ripples, the things that disturb our mind. So we want to calm the mind as often as we can. And it doesn't mean that if you're calm, you don't care. That's one thing right now that's very difficult. People are really lost and rolled in these vrittis of fear, anger, division, hatred, fury, worry. Just because you don't act those out doesn't mean you don't care deeply. But when you do act them out and you really hold on to them, you're like, oh, fear, 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 hate, 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 worry, 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 anxiety, anxiety. You're just taking away from your soul's ability to do its work. It's like running too many programs in the background of your computer. Or when you have too many apps going on your phone, then your phone starts acting stank, and you're like, why won't it perform this operation? I just want to Google search this. And your phone's like, nah, slow download. You got to go and you got to clear the apps in the background. Well, our mind, we've got the apps of vrittis, the worry, the fear, the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Clear those apps regularly. Go to your breath. Take like 5 nice deep breaths every hour. And visualize that intention. Make that intention right when you wake up. I am, yeah, and be enthusiastic about it. And let that radiate through the eyes, through all the sense organs, through all your action organs. And don't let the apps get clogged in the background. Don't let the monkeys go nuts. Don't let the distractions and the ripples and all of these things that are going on in the world drag you away from delivering your dharma with utmost frequency now. Not later, now. That's how you are of service to humanity, to your friends, to your family, to yourself. You bring that heat now. So, going back to the reading from this morning, Indra's vajra strikes the seat of the soul. That's allowing that light to come down and ignite the flames in the heart, to still the vrittis. Tell that monkey mind, shh, no. That's why concentration is our first stage of meditation. And we don't just meditate when we're sitting on our fancy pillow. We keep that mind focused and as undisturbed as possible throughout the day. And then we begin to shed the darkness from the windowsills. Our sense organs can be the analogy of our windowsills. The soul is sitting in the seat of our heart, and it's like this. Front row center. What's going to happen? And it's up to you whether or not you let the mind become so disturbed that it doesn't allow your highest purpose to come through. So remember, fuel those flames. 5 for action, or 5 for deed, 5 for wisdom, and 1 right in the center. But you got to keep centered. So I hope you all have an inspiring day. A day that brings that intention you set through your actions. That you can really see it, feel it, taste it, touch it, and make it happen today. Doesn't mean you climb the whole mountain in one day. But you put your boots on, you get your ticket, and you take the trip on your life pathway. I thank you all for joining me. And I will also probably post this on YouTube just for people who were not able to catch it. And I'll be back next Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Oh, I'm just going to say a chant because that's how I am. And it's a chant, it's really a prayer, a peace prayer, to ask that one is going to be for our intellects to be illuminated, and the other is to clear away, dispel darkness, to turn darkness into light, to turn delusion or illusion, confusion into illumination. And the other one is calling down that sun, that solar energy, that soul. Om Bhurbuva Suvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Asatoma Satkamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And you can repeat after me if you'd like. Peace for my body. Peace in my mind. Peace in my breath. And peace radiating from me through my soul everywhere I go. Namaste, everybody. Have a fantastic, inspired day.